Welcome back. You're with Afternoon Agenda. Western Australia could soon have the toughest knife laws in the country. The state government will introduce legislation that would form designated knife wanding areas that would allow officers to search anyone in a public place for blades. Joining us live now is criminologist Terry Goldsworthy. Terry, appreciate your time. Thank you. In light of the spate of knife attacks we've seen around the country, do you think these new laws are necessary?
Well, I think the new laws are good. I mean, they replicate other laws that we've had in Queensland, etc., and some other states. So what we see is two issues here. One is the use of knives and edged weapons in offences, and the possession of knives and edged weapons in public. And it's not a real homogenous picture through Australia. In New South Wales, for instance, we've had a decline of the use of weapons in offences. And if you look at the ABS data, we know that knives are used in about 25% of homicides and 25% of robberies. So it's problematic in terms of getting a clear picture on it. But what we have seen in Queensland in 2020-21, we saw a 21% increase in the possession of knives. And in New South Wales, they almost doubled their possession of knives in public in the last 10 years. So you've really got an issue of people having knives in public, and then you've got those high-profile events where they're used in a murder, etc., that become very concerning to the public. And perceptions of the public are that there's too many knives out there, and I think any steps to alleviate that issue and reduce the number of knives is good.
Well, we've obviously had so many discussions about knife crimes, particularly since the recent Bondi stabbings. What else have we seen change since that horrible event? Have we seen security stepping up at shopping centres right around the country as a result? What other firm changes have we seen?
Yeah, look, I mean, I think we're more vigilant now. And certainly, the shopping centres, I'd imagine, throughout Australia would have been reviewing their security protocols and what they do when we have what we call an active armed offender, which is what that incident was. And look, the police response there was quite quick. So those events, such as Bondi, are highly unusual. I mean, they're not commonplace. If you look at the data, it tells us that they're rare events. The issues of the one-on-one murders where a young person goes out with a knife for protection or whatever else, the real issues I think that we need to look at in terms of edged weapons. And, the laws such as the ones in WA which prevent the sale of these kind of weapons to people under the age of 18 are good. The expansion of the police's ability to, prevent these crimes by wanding is also a good step forward. You're probably going to be hard to stop offences like Bondi. They're very difficult. I mean, it's how you react to those in terms of limiting the harm that's the important thing.
Yeah, it sounds like authorities are pretty keen to get the message through that carrying a knife is not a decent excuse when it comes to the issue of self defence. That's just not good enough, and the police, when they do these wanding exercises, aren't going to be giving that a pass in terms of letting people off.
Yeah, look, I mean, primarily talking about young people here. I mean, as I said, we had a big increase in young people with carrying knives in public in Queensland, and we saw a number of high-profile murders involving young people. If you're silly enough as a young person to take out a knife, there's a big risk that when you use that in any circumstance, you're going to kill someone. And we know that young people, particularly young males, their risk decision-making processes aren't fully developed at that young teenage years. So, I mean, we need to deter them, and this is what these laws do. They deter by putting these fines of $36,000 and 3 years imprisonment in place as maximums. But then we have the prevention aspect of the wanding, and I think the wanding's very important that will deter people more than perhaps the penalties ever would, because they now know if they go into entertainment precincts, if they go into transport hubs over in WA, they're proposing that they can have permanent wanding areas and temporary wanding areas for up to 12 hours in sporting precincts, shopping centres, etc. Young people will learn very quickly that the police won't need a reason to wand them. And I mean, that's probably the big thing. There's no reasonable suspicion required here for police to do a non-invasive wand of you once you're in one of those knife wanding areas. And that really makes the potential of being intercepted with that weapon much higher for a person intending to take it out in public.
Dr Terry Goldsworthy, appreciate your insights. Thank you.